Teacher, okay, teacher. Tonanga.
Anjali.
Yes, teacher. Good evening, everyone. Respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, Kerala University College of Teacher Education, Nirmangad, has organized a webinar on the topic Develop Social Skill to be a Good Citizen to the Society. A warm welcome for all. Let's start up our webinar with a prayer. I invite Taslima NS from Physical Science for the prayer.
Charu Kadakshamalagal Arkarashminitiyum Chindayam Mani Mandirathil Vilangi Shanivartum.
Thank you, Taslima. Now I invite our beloved teacher, Lalidambika Devi LS, program convener, for welcome speech and introduce our resource person. Welcome, teacher.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening to all. Now our platform is ready to conducting a webinar. I am here to welcome you for all for this webinar named with Develop Social Skills to Become a Good Citizen in the Society. This is one of the very suitable topic for everyone today. Because know yourself and know the world is the very good motto for to become a good one. That is why the social skills, develop social skills to become a good one to the society, good citizen to the society is a precious topic. Again, the resource person is Dr. Pramod Dinakar, an eminent personality coming from Chinmaya Vidyapeeth University, going to be deemed university. On behalf of everyone, I extend a warm welcome to the resource person. I am very proud to share you an information that Dr. Pramod Dinakar is a fantastic intellectual with a precious experience in education field. I am very happy to share before you. He is our alumni, at the same time my favorite student. On behalf of everyone, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Pramod Dinakar to this webinar.
Thank you, ma'am.
I again extend our sincere welcome to all the participants from our college at the same time outside. Your presence is more precious and enhance our webinar's value. So all of you, please, I extend my sincere welcome to all. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to conduct such a webinar by the principal and academic faculties for giving me an opportunity to conduct such a nice webinar with a nice resource person in this special moment is a grace of God. Thank you. Thank you for. I again welcome my sincere student, at the same time eminent personality and a member of many organizations, both national and international, is our precious resource person here. I extend my sincere welcome on all behalf of you, Dr. Pramod Dinakar, to this webinar. Okay, let us start our webinar.
So shall I start?
Okay.
Sir, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vidyapeeth teacher, for that great introduction. I would consider myself lucky to be an alumnus of Kerala University College of Teacher Education, Nedumangad, or its earlier form, Kerala University Teacher Education Center, Olathan. So this is from where my education journey began, and it is like a homecoming for me. Homecoming maybe after 20 years. In 2002, I did my B.Ed from this great institution. On this particular day, September 28, on 2002, I was just like another student of this particular this B.Ed program, sitting in the Hindi optional with 29 fellow girl students, and I being the lone male boy, and liking the pampering of my fellow students and teachers. I was a bit naughty in terms of doing all those things that a backbencher would do. But my teachers loved me, and that love actually inspired me to go higher and higher in the education spectrum itself. And whenever I come back to Kerala University College of Teacher Education, Nedumangad, I feel it's my homecoming again. And it's nice to see Vidyapeeth teacher there, because she was my assessment and evaluation teacher. And she was the one who taught us the statistics related to evaluation. So I still remember those classes. So thank you for being there, and thank you for mentoring people like me, so that we are in some part of the world thinking about our own alma mater. So one question that I would like to ask is, what is the medium of this particular webinar? Should I continue it in English, or should it be a bilingual?
Bilingual is more.
Okay, bilingual is, yeah, because I find one or two participants from outside state also. That's why I was asking this particular question. So maybe bilingual will be the mode that I will be using. Yeah.
Majority of our student is comfortable with English, but
yeah, fine. But for that connect, I think for making the session interactive also, I think having one or two use of Malayalam is also required. Let me see. So for all those who are sitting here, this is not going to be a one-sided affair. Today we are going to discuss basically about social skills. One person talking and others listening passively cannot be called as social affair. Any social event requires interaction between people. So I expect it from this particular class. So I expect interaction. Appo njan edakkedakke chila കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കും. ഒന്നും നമുക്കറിയാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങളല്ല. ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പറയാൻ പോകുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം പോലും പുതുമയുള്ള കാര്യമൊന്നുമല്ല. പക്ഷെ ചില ഓർമ്മപ്പെടുത്തലുകൾ മാത്രമാണ് ഈ ക്ലാസ് കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. So there is nothing new in this class. All those things that are discussed will be those things that you already know, but like recalling some of the things that we have known earlier. Right. To start with, let me see how much interactive you are. You can use the chat box for this particular activity, and for other activities I would require you to unmute yourself and talk. That's at later stage. So for this activity, just use the chat box. I want you to know your favorite number. Ishtamulla number on the chat box. Yeah. This is the attendance mark. Right. 5, 5, 7, 7, 7 കുറെ കണ്ടു. നല്ല സ്പീഡിൽ പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. വെരി ഗുഡ്. 2 digit നമ്പർ ഒന്നും കണ്ടില്ലല്ലോ. ആർക്കും 2 digit നമ്പർ താല്പര്യമില്ല. 2 digit, 3 digit. 99 കിട്ടി, 53 കിട്ടി, 55 കിട്ടി. Very good. Fine. 29. Very good. Now next question. The month in which you were born. ജനിച്ച മാസം. First 3 letters will do. December, November, July, June, March, October, Jan, October, May, September, October. Yeah, I will join all those who were born in October. I am an October boy. April, Jan, November, December, very good. So, let me come to the session right away. So, today's session is named Develop Social Skills to be a Good Citizen. So, the focus is on social skills. So, what is the best way to develop social skills? Is to teach. Being a teacher itself is nothing but socializing. Teacher ആവുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് സമൂഹത്തിന് വേണ്ടി ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഏറ്റവും വലിയ സർവീസ്. നമുക്കൊരു വീഡിയോ കണ്ട് ക്ലാസ്സിലേക്ക് വരാം. This particular video was released by the Ministry of Education, Government of Singapore, to attract the most brilliant students to the education stream, to become teachers. സിംഗപ്പൂരിലെ ഏറ്റവും മിടുക്കരായ ശ്രേഷ്ഠരായ കുട്ടികളെ ടീച്ചിങ്ങിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ വേണ്ടി അവിടുത്തെ മിനിസ്ട്രി ഓഫ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ധാരാളം അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ്സ് ഇറക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിലൊരു ഒരെണ്ണമാണ് ഈ അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ എ ട്രൂ സ്റ്റോറി. നമുക്കൊന്ന് അത് കണ്ടിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ചർച്ച ചെയ്യാം. ഞാൻ ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കണ്ട ശേഷം 1-2 ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കും. അതനുസരിച്ചുള്ള ഉത്തരങ്ങൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നു. റൈറ്റ്. കാണാമല്ലോ അല്ലേ?
What happened, Edwin?
I'm really very tired. Really. Thank you for dinner, Mrs. Strong.
You're welcome. You can treat me when you're successful.
Mrs. Chong. It's time for dinner.
Yes. Yeah. So, what was the theme of this video? എന്തായിരുന്നു ഈ വീഡിയോയിൽ കണ്ടത്?
The theme of the video was that a good teacher can make a great difference in a student's life.
Yeah, very good. Amaze. You will be teach. You will be amazed by the difference you can make.
Difference you can make.
Correct. Very good. Then you never forget a
Good teacher.
You never forget a good teacher. Very good. Perfect. So this is the essence of being a teacher. Teacher is one who inspires. So see this video. This Edwin, he had some problems. He was not scoring good marks. He had to drop out of the school. He was involved in some activities which he wanted to do to make money. He landed himself in the jail. Yeah, thank you. So what did the teacher do? The teacher didn't leave him like that. അവനെ വെറുതെ വിട്ടില്ല. ടീച്ചർ മെസ്സേജ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടേയിരുന്നു ബാക്കിൽ. Don't you have bigger dreams? This is exactly what a teacher does. Teacher actually kindles the dreams of students. കുട്ടികളുടെ സ്വപ്നങ്ങൾ സൗധങ്ങൾ പണിയാൻ വേണ്ടി സഹായിക്കുന്നവരാണ് അധ്യാപികമാർ. അങ്ങനെ ആ എഡ്വിനെ കൊണ്ട് സ്വപ്നങ്ങൾ പണിത് അയാൾ ജീവിതത്തിൽ വിജയം നേടി അതിനുശേഷം തിരിച്ച് അതേ സ്കൂളിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചു വരികയാണ്. This is what a teacher does to the society. So the best social skills that you can develop is through becoming a teacher. By becoming a teacher itself, you are yourself making a productive member of the society. In the same way, you are making others fruitful members who can be gems for the future. ഭാവിയിലെ വാഗ്ദാനങ്ങളെ വാർത്തെടുക്കുന്ന അച്ചാണ് ടീച്ചർ. അപ്പോ ഈ സോഷ്യൽ സ്കിൽസ് എന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും 3 സ്കില്ലുകളിലേക്ക് ഞാൻ ഇത് ചുരുക്കാം. കേരള യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ കരിക്കുലം അനുസരിച്ച് നമുക്ക് ലൈഫ് സ്കിൽസ് എന്നൊരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് പഠിക്കാനുണ്ട്. ആ ലൈഫ് സ്കിൽസിൽ പറയുന്ന 3 സ്കില്ലുകളാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ സോഷ്യൽ സ്കിൽസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ബാനറിൽ നമ്മൾ ചുരുക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്നത്. റൈറ്റ്. So let me present my PowerPoint presentation and we shall discuss. Hope you can see the screen. It's coming up. Yeah. So develop social skills to be a good citizen. So these are the 10 life skills that I have told. So the 10 life skills are self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision-making, problem-solving, effective communication, interpersonal relationship, coping with stress, and coping with emotions. Of these 10 skills, life skills, we are focusing our attention onto 3 major skills, 3 major life skills. One is interpersonal relationships, effective communication, and empathy. So we'll be focusing on the first 2 in detail and we'll go superficially into the empathy part. So let's start with interpersonal relationship. Let me tell you, I won't be using this PowerPoint for long. I like powerful points from you rather than giving PowerPoint from my side. So let me ask you, interpersonal relations എന്നാൽ എന്ത്? നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് തോന്നുന്നു? What do you feel? interpersonal relations എന്നാൽ എന്താണ്?
People, those who are around us.
Those who are around us.
The relation that we have with other humans, like നമ്മുടെ ചുറ്റുമുള്ള ബാക്കി മനുഷ്യരുമായിട്ടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ ഒരു relation.
Those who are,
Yes.
those who are
നമുക്ക് ചുറ്റുമുള്ള
working
കവിത.
with, yeah, those who are working with or we are connecting with them. That.
Yes, those who are working with or connecting with them, relationship with others. Can you, those who are typing, can you send messages to everyone so that others can also see? If it's a direct message, the problem is I only can see. Right. Then, anything else? Okay. So, as you mentioned, it's all about making relations, building relations. ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കുക. Priyadarshini is a relationship that we have with other human beings. Very good. ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കുക, നല്ല ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കുക. നല്ല ബന്ധം സ്ഥാപിച്ചാൽ മാത്രം മതിയോ? Is it okay that we just have a relationship, start a relationship? What should we do next?
അത് സംരക്ഷിക്കപ്പെടേണ്ടത്.
Yes, we have to maintain it, Ardra. അത് തന്നെ, മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യണം, സംരക്ഷിക്കണം. ഇനി അത് മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രം മതിയോ? അതുകൊണ്ട് രണ്ട് പക്ഷത്തിനും ഗുണം വരണ്ടേ? അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പറയും അതിനെ?
നല്ല രീതിയിൽ നിലനിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകണം. നല്ല രീതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ നിലനിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മളായിട്ട് തന്നെ ചെയ്യണം. മറ്റൊരു ബന്ധം
നമ്മളായിട്ട് തന്നെ ആ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യണം, നിലനിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് പോകാനുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യണം. ഇനി രണ്ട് പക്ഷത്തിനും അല്ലെ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഗുണകരമായി നമ്മൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യണം. നമ്മൾ അതിനെ ബിൽഡിംഗ് അപ്പോൺ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ് എന്ന് പറയും. പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ് ആൻഡ് മ്യൂച്വൽ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ്. വി മേക്ക് ദാറ്റ് റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ്, ബെനിഫിഷ്യൽ ടു ഓൾ. സോ 3 ലെവൽ പറഞ്ഞു. സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് എ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ്, മെയിൻറ്റെയിനിങ് ഇറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ബിൽഡിംഗ് ഇറ്റ്. ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ ഇന്റർപേഴ്സണൽ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പില്. ഇനി എന്തെങ്കിലും ആസ്പെക്ട് ക്യാൻ യു തിങ്ക് അബൌട്ട്? തിങ്ക് ഡിഫറെന്റ്ലി.
നമ്മുടെ ആ ഒരു റിലേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മറ്റുള്ളവർക്ക് മാതൃകയാകുന്ന രീതിയിൽ ചെയ്താൽ കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ബെറ്റർ ആയിരിക്കും.
Okay, I can take it with them. Fine, I can take that point. But the point is, എല്ലാവർക്കും മാതൃക ആക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നമുക്ക് കാണിക്കണോ? നമ്മുടെ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് കാണിക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ടോ? അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ചോദ്യവും വരാം. ബട്ട് ഐ ടേക്ക് യുവർ പോയിന്റ്. Then പിന്നെ കവിത.
So it should be beneficial for the society also.
Yes, it should be beneficial for the society. Okay. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ കുറച്ചൊക്കെ ഡയമെൻഷൻസ് പറഞ്ഞു. ഇനി ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത് കുറച്ച് വേറെ ലൈനാണ്. ഇപ്പോ ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കുക, ബന്ധങ്ങൾ നിലനിർത്തുക, ബന്ധങ്ങൾ വളർത്തുക, ബന്ധങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും പ്രൊഡക്ടിവിറ്റി എടുക്കുക. ഇഫ് ദിസ് റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ഇസ് അൺപ്രൊഡക്റ്റീവ്, വാട്ട് ഷുഡ് വി ഡു? ഈ ബന്ധം ബന്ധനമായാൽ എന്തു ചെയ്യും?
Stop it.
These days we call such type of relationships as
Toxic relationship.
Toxic relationships. Right. അതിനെ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യും. എങ്ങനെ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യും? ടോക്സിക്. കുറെ പേര് ചാറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. വെരി ഗുഡ്. അത് എങ്ങനെ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യും?
അതിൽ നിന്ന് മൂവ് ഓൺ ചെയ്യണം.
യെസ്, അതിൽ നിന്നും മൂവ് ഓൺ ചെയ്യണം. വിത്ത് മിനിമം ഡിസ്റ്റർബൻസ് ടു ഓൾ പാർട്ടീസ് കൺസേൺ. സോ ഇന്റർപേഴ്സണൽ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ബന്ധങ്ങൾ സ്ഥാപിക്കുക, ബന്ധങ്ങൾ നിലനിർത്തുക, ബന്ധങ്ങൾ വളർത്തുക, ബന്ധനങ്ങളാകുന്ന ബന്ധങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും ഒഴിഞ്ഞു മാറുക, മിനിമം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടോടുകൂടി. ഇത്രയും കിട്ടിയല്ലോ? ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും ഭാഗം പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ നമുക്കൊരു പവർ പോയിന്റ് നോക്കാം. Nalini ma'am, I am actually translating whatever I speak in English. So if I speak in Malayalam, I am also translating it in English. So you won't miss anything. Is that fine, ma'am? Okay, thank you. So now, next point. I'll present whatever that we have discussed through my PowerPoint. Let me just check. So interpersonal relationships. If we take it in the most simplest of definitions, it will be like develop positive relationships with people with whom one interacts, just like you all said. Then if we go a bit deep into it, it involves, IPR means interpersonal relationship, involves forming relationships, building upon or positive or constructive relationships, building upon positive or constructive relationships, maintaining relationships. All these are can be collectively called constructive use of relationships for the growth of those involved, and delinking from unconstructive relationships. We call that constructive ending. If a relationship is toxic, it is equally toxic to end it abruptly and have a lot of thrust on your heart. So if you are in a toxic relationship, you have to move out of it through constructive ways. That is, having minimum disturbance to your mental peace, to yours and the other party's concern. So all these aspects form part of what? Interpersonal relationships. So this is part one. Interpersonal relationships involves forming relationships, building upon positive or constructive relationships, maintaining relationships, that is constructive use of relationships for growth of those involved, delinking from unconstructive relationships, and constructive ending. Now for discussion, what are the various types of relationships that we have? Please, anybody? Types of relationship that we have.
Teacher student.
Yeah. Then
Friends.
friends, good. Family.
Family relationship.
അമ്മയും കുഞ്ഞും തമ്മിലുള്ള റിലേഷൻ, സഹോദരങ്ങൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള ബന്ധം, അയൽപക്കക്കാരുമായിട്ടുള്ള ബന്ധം.
Wow. Siblings, relatives, mother and child, neighbors, then love relations,
Colleagues.
then colleagues, then
Husband and wife.
husband and wife, then
Society.
yes, society. As a teacher, what all types of relationships will you have? Nature versus human, very good. That's a good point, because that is one sense of relationship that we seldom talk about, right? Thank you, Nalini ma'am. Then
ടീച്ചറും രക്ഷിതാക്കളും തമ്മിലുള്ള ആ ഒരു റിലേഷൻ.
yes, very important. Teacher and parents, then teacher and society, etc., etc., etc. Then let me ask you, what are the qualities of a good relationship or a positive relationship, or what are the essential attributes of a good relationship?
Respect each other.
Yes, respect each other.
Understanding.
Communication, good communication.
Trust, loyalty, good communication, fine. Then accepting each other, perfect. Then
നല്ല രഹസ്യങ്ങൾ സൂക്ഷിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു കഴിവ്.
adjustment, understanding, രഹസ്യങ്ങൾ സൂക്ഷിക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവ്, keeping those personal things personal, not let it in the open. Then വേറെ ആരോ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ ഇടയ്ക്ക്,
നല്ല കേൾവിക്കാരി, നല്ലൊരു കേൾവിക്കാരനാവുക.
ഗുഡ് ലിസണിങ്. രശ്മി എന്ന് പറയാമോ? രശ്മി.
ഹെൽത്തി ബൗണ്ടറീസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കണം.
വെരി ഗുഡ്. ഹെൽത്തി ബൗണ്ടറീസ്. മേഘ.
Sir, listening others too.
Listening others too, very good. Straightforward. Pridarshini, very good.
പ്രൈവസിയെ മാനിക്കണം.
Perfect. Privacy മാനിക്കണം. Accepting privacy, fine. Then
നല്ല ക്ഷമയുണ്ടായിരിക്കണം.
Patience, very good. Then be positive, fine. Right. So these are all the qualities of an essential relationship. We discussed about respect. So in respect, there are two types of respect. One is demanding respect. And second is commanding respect. Demanding respect means I am a teacher. I expect to be respected. Come to me. Say good morning. This is the way to be. When you see me, stand up. I impose my respect onto others. This is called what? Demanding respect. Commanding respect, I'll give you an example. APJ Abdul Kalam. When we hear the word APJ Abdul Kalam, what comes to our mind? A kind of a reverence. This is called commanding respect. Should a teacher command respect or demand respect?
Command respect.
It's clear. Command respect. How can a teacher command respect? Earn respect. Yeah. How can a teacher command or earn respect? You just go and stand in front of the teacher. You cannot command respect. Kavita.
With their behavior, sir, and the relationship with the students.
Through their actions, through their interaction with students, through their behavior with the students, how they care their children. A teacher is respected not for what he or she does inside the class, but how or she behaves outside the class. A teacher is a 24/7 job. So what a teacher does outside the 40 minutes or 1 hour class that is taken is more important than this 1 hour class itself. Right? So keep that point, and that will help a teacher to command respect than demand respect. Sri Lakshmi, you want to ask something? You have raised your hand. Is it by mistake, or do you want to ask something? Okay, I suppose that you have accidentally raised your hand. Fine. So commanding respect and demanding respect. Then we discussed about love. What is the problem with love? 80% of people love because they expect the other person to reciprocate that love. തിരിച്ച് സ്നേഹം പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നത് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഭൂരിഭാഗം ആൾക്കാരും മഹാഭൂരിഭാഗം ആൾക്കാരും സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നത്. So a teacher to be effective needs to have dash love. What love?
Unconditional love.
Selfless love or unconditional love. Very good, Dhani. Unconditional. We don't set any conditions. Whatever be the case, whether the child likes you or not, you love the child. That is what you are here for. Unconditional love. Yes, Swapna, I can see you. Unconditional love is what is required from a teacher. Right. So we have discussed about those aspects. Now let me present the screen yet again. What are the pertinent features of interpersonal relationships? One is interaction and two is interdependence. II. Interaction and interdependence. Interaction means communication with others, give and take, care and share. Interdependence, a person cannot live on his or her own. He needs the support of others. It is interdependence. Then aha. What is this aha? Each interpersonal relationship would be taken to this level called aha. It's an acronym or an abbreviation. I will just expand it. A for attitude. It must have a positive attitude between those involved. H for harmony and A for achievement. Harmony means being in sync with the wavelength, and A is achievement. Each should benefit from the relationship. Those involved in the relationship should be benefiting. So these are the pertinent features of interpersonal relationships. Interactions, interdependence, leading yourself to attitudes, harmony, and achievement. Do you have good relationship with others? It's a self-check question. You can ask yourself, do I have good relationship with others? You may have. But you will be an effective teacher when you are inclusive. What do you mean by inclusive? You might have studied about inclusive education. What do you mean by inclusive? Anybody?
The children who needs the special care, they are studying.
True. Those that are different from others, accepting them, this is called inclusion. Those are different from us. They are not like us. Be it in their dress, be it in their abilities, be it in their physical abilities, be it with their intellectual abilities, be it in terms of cultural differences, be it terms of religious differences, be it terms of social differences. If you are able to include all of you into your heart, then you can be called an inclusive teacher. Okay, so inclusion, including all in your heart, is the primary responsibility of a good teacher. Next, you become a good teacher when you are making a team out of your student. What is the expansion of team? Together, everyone achieves more. Very good. Together, everyone achieves more. Team is a group of individuals working together, performing independent tasks to achieve a common goal. Let me stop my share here and ask you a question. After this question, I will be sharing a video. After that video, I will be again asking you the same question that I asked now. The question is, in a team, each team member, do all of them have the same role, or do they have a different role? Or can they have a different role? Is it necessary that all should have the same roles in a team, or is it that all can have different roles? Can you answer it now?
They can have different roles.
Different roles.
Different roles. Jayashree, Dhanya, all have answered different roles. Different roles. Yeah, I can see a lot of people telling different roles. I'll just come back with a video. After that video, we'll see the answer for this. Let me see. This is from an NCC camp.
आज फ्रेंड्स के बीच में बहुत जबरदस्त काम है। और अब ये प्रदर्शन अपने चरण की ओर अग्रसर है। ये शक्ति की जंक्शन दुनिया में अपनी सच्चाई का पूरे भरोसे के साथ मार्च करते हुए
Yes. So did you expect this much number of people in that formation? ഇത്രയും ആൾക്കാർ ആ ഫോർമേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും നിങ്ങൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചായിരുന്നോ?
No, sir.
No. Why? Any idea?
Yes, because we can't identify, means the number of people, they are doing the same way, so we cannot identify whether the people are many or they are doing the any, we cannot see the difference among them. That's it.
Yes, true. Siriyana. Our brain took it as a single unit. That is why we didn't realize that these many number of people were involved in that activity. Here they were doing that, throwing that rifles, and each one was doing his or her task at the exact time, not 1 second early, not 1 second late, not having an effort less than 100%, not having a less effort more than 100%. Exactly to the point. This is what a team is all about. Teamwork in the team, all may have different rules, but you are expected to do 100% of what you are doing. Not more than that. Don't overdo it or don't underdo it. You do what you are assigned, and when all of you focus on a particular objective or goal, you achieve more. Each of you achieve more. Each of you can make those things that you seem impossible prima facie, those things can be done with ease if you have a goal and if you have a team working on it, and if you do your work in a complementary role. So in a team, it need not be equal roles, but it should be complementary roles, complementary to each other. So when a group complements each other, focuses on a common goal and moves ahead, that becomes teamwork. In a teamwork, we say that we have something called synergy or synergy. Some people call it synergy, which is like, say, 5 people doing a particular task. The total work is 5 units. But if 5 people do that task in coordination as a team with a common goal, the productivity is much more than 5 square. And this is called synergy. Okay, and this is exactly called coordination. So this is the essence of teamwork. A successful teacher is one who can build a team among his or her students. Right. So we will move on.
काफी लंबा पैर निकाला था डिमिट्री ने और बॉल पिच होके अभी काफी रास्ता तय करना था और बाउंस देखिए तो ये
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought there was a problem. Right. So a team is a group of individuals working together, performing independent tasks to achieve a common goal. Now, this is a group where each one thinks in different ways and moves in different directions. Me, this is called me perspective. I do it. I do it my own way. I move in my own direction. So this is how it goes. Malayalathil paranjal njan. So it has an ego element. Each may have abilities to different extents. Some may have more abilities, some may have lesser abilities, some may have disabilities also, and different people will be going in different directions. So in a class, if a teacher cannot coordinate it as a team, the students will go like this. Then teacher makes this me into we. Njan ennulladine njangalakki. So now see, all of them are moving in the same direction. There are people with lesser abilities. There are people with more abilities, inclusive, different sets of people, all are moving in the same direction. But here also, although they are moving in the same direction, the teamwork is not there. To get the teamwork, this we have to be converted to us. ഞങ്ങൾ എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മളാകണം. ഞാൻ എന്നുള്ളത് ഞങ്ങളായി, ഞങ്ങൾ എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മളായി. ഇതിപ്പോ ഒറ്റ യൂണിറ്റ് ആണ്. This is a single unit moving ahead, and this is called teamwork. Nobody can beat this team. It has the collective will of a group of people, although different in abilities, but moving in the same direction with conviction, right? So from me, we, us. So what are the benefits of teamwork? Increased efficiency, better time management, effective communication, greater creativity, eventually leading to success, right? Now, another aspect of interpersonal relationship is conflict management or conflict resolution. What's a conflict? It means not agreeing on a common point. Since we are people with different attitudes, different personality, different abilities, different cultural background, different educational background, we are bound to have what? Differences. We call that individual differences. So naturally, since we are living in a society in which each individual is unique, there is bound to have individual differences. So naturally, interpersonal conflict will also be there. So it's a natural outcome. It is not something that is unnatural or not normal. It is quite normal. So what is the best way to manage a conflict? Is to finish off that conflict. So there are different strategies for conflict management as suggested by Thomas and Killman. Thomas and Killman conflict modes. See, what are the different modes? One is called competing, one is called collaborating, one is called compromising, one is called avoiding and accommodating. These are put on a two-dimensional plane. So here a person is unassertive. I'm not doing anything at all, being unassertive. Yeah, let the other person do. Here the person is assertive, is imposing that, he is making sure that, yeah, I put on my point. And the other dimension is cooperativeness. Uncooperative, I'm not willing to cooperate with others, I am on my own. And this side is cooperative, I am ready to cooperate with others. So on this plane, we will see the different dimensions one by one. The first mode is called the accommodating mode. It is a lose-win situation. I'll come to this Thomas Killman conflict mode picture after explaining this. It is a lose-win situation, means I lose, you win. Set aside your wants or needs and focus on those of others. You leave your own concerns behind and accommodate for those of someone else. I am ready to give up my place. Yeah, let the other party do. Anyway, this conflict have to be solved. This is one technique. This is accommodating. Second is avoiding. I am avoiding that situation together. I'm ignoring that situation together. The problem is what? The problem doesn't get solved. The conflict doesn't get solved. So it is a lose-lose for both situations. Nobody wins. Right. Coming to the third part, compromising. It is partial win and partial lose. Tries to find a way that is partially satisfied people on both sides of the argument. Adjustments are based on both sides and ends to resolve the conflict at hand. One party moves 2 steps backward, the other party also moves 2 steps backward, and they try to reach a common plane. This is called compromise. Then fourth one is competing, means I put across my point. I don't want to lose. I am taking a firm stance. I am refusing to budge until I get what I want. You are unmoved by the perspectives of other parties. Whatever the other people say, I am not at all impressed. I put across my own point. This is competing. And the best among these is collaborating, finding a solution that will be perfectly fine to all parties involved. This is win-win. I put across my point, they put across their point, I accept to most of their points, they try to accept to most of their points. So this is collaborating. This is a win-win situation. Naturally, this should be the best of the conflict resolution strategies. However, there will be stages in life where you must need to avoid some situations. Better not involved in it. So take that condition, and if that situation requires avoiding, just there will be some areas where you are willing to accommodate others. Maybe a family member is involved, maybe a child is involved, maybe your spouse is involved. You are giving up to some points. I don't want to take this further. You are not, you are willing. Compromise means sometimes both of the parties don't get any satisfaction. Both feel that I didn't get it fully. But to some extent, they can also think that I got this much. So that can be useful in some situations. There will be some situations where you don't want to budge at all. The other person is completely at fault. And he is trying to, or he or she is trying to put you in a fix. Then that position, you can compete. But ideally, if you can reach a stage where all parties feel that my point was taken, the other point was also taken, then both parties win. In that scenario, both parties can move ahead with confidence. So this is called the Thomas Kilmann conflict resolution modes. Now, interpersonal relations, there is an other dimension. This dimension has come in the wake of the recent calamities that we have. In Kerala, we were having these floods from 2018 and 19. Then the whole world was having the pandemic. This particular word caught attention. Resilience, atijeevanam. It simply means the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and toughness, bouncing back. See, from a dead bark, a new life is coming up. This is called resilience, atijeevanam. Our ability to bounce back from the stresses of life. And this is an article by Elian Zimmerman in the New York Times. What makes some people more resilient than others? Can anybody say just by looking at this picture? What makes some people more resilient than others? ചില ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മറ്റാൾക്കാരെക്കാൾ കൂടുതൽ അതിജീവന ശേഷിയുണ്ട്. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? ഈ ചിത്രം നോക്കി ഒന്ന് പറയാമോ? Give a try.
They have good relationship with others.
Yes, very good. They have good relationship with others and with a lot of people. With a lot of people, relations, experience. Yeah. See, they have good roots. The more relations you have, the more network you have. So it is important that you have what? A support system. So I require all of you to take this point to mind. Identify my support system. Take 5 people who can support you in the wake of a crisis. It is not Facebook friends, it is not Insta followers, it's not WhatsApp group members, but have at least 5 people whom you feel is your support system. It can be your parents, siblings, teachers, friends, neighbors, anybody, but all of you should have these 5 people in mind. Write that. These are going to help you than your Facebook friends or WhatsApp connections or Insta followers. So this is something that you have, because there will be stages in your life where you will be feeling down. There you need support. And these roots are going to help you. Not what you find outside in the outside world. It is what you find inside your heart, connecting to others, deep-rooted relationships, called your support system will help you in this situation. So have good relations and identify at least 5 people in your life. If you can find more, you are a lucky person. Right. So now moving on to the next area, strategies to develop resilience. This is from the American Psychological Association website. Just I will read through it. Build your connections. This is the most important thing. Prioritize relationships, join a group, foster wellness, take care of your body, practice mindfulness, avoid negative outlets. What is mindfulness? Being in the present moment. Don't brood over the past too much and don't be anxious over the future too much, because these are not something that you can control. The only moment that you can control is the present moment, and that is called mindfulness. So this is one method by which you can develop resilience. There are other methods also. Find purpose, help others, be proactive, move towards the goals, look for opportunities of self-discovery, embrace healthy thoughts, accept change, maintain a hopeful outlook, learn from your past. And the most important is seeking help. When you are in need, don't try to solve all your problems by yourself. You have to seek help of others. That is why you have that support system. So seeking help from those who are there to support is also an important aspect of resilience. So we have discussed in detail about interpersonal relationships. Now we will go to the next major skill, effective communication. I won't be taking that much time for that, because most of the things that are going to be discussed in effective communication are already discussed when we have discussed about interpersonal relationships. Effective communication. This is the definition of this. Ability to express verbally through spoken or written language and non-verbally through gestures and body movements in ways that are culturally acceptable. So these are, see the words that are given in blue: verbally, non-verbally, culturally acceptable. So I need, what do you mean by verbal communication?
Using words to communicate.
Words and the meaning it conveys. That is called verbal communication. Then what about non-verbal communication?
Using body language, gestures, postures,
body language.
Yes, gestures, body language, all those things.
Or facial expressions.
Facial expressions, all those things. What do you mean by culturally acceptable? You heard a word, you saw a word written there, culturally acceptable.
Culture, well, all these things varies from one society to other, from one family to other. The things that they accept, their perspectives are different. So we should learn to adjust with it. And by understanding the cultural perspective of the person with whom we are communicating, then only we can communicate with them. Otherwise, it may make the situation worse, or നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ കോൺഫ്ലിക്ട്സിന് ഇടയാവാൻ കാരണമാവാറുണ്ട് നമ്മൾ കൾച്ചറലി അക്സെപ്റ്റഡ് അല്ലാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറയുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആളുകളുമായിട്ട്.
Exactly, that is the point. Because culturally, people are different. People think in different perspectives. So if we are not talking or communicating in a culturally acceptable way, there are chances of conflict being created. To avoid that, we need to talk in a language that is culturally acceptable to both parties. Right. So verbal communication, you said what? Meanings, words and their meanings. Non-verbal communication, you said gestures, body language, movement, etc. So how should the verbal communication be? Any idea? Priyadarshini?
Concrete ആയിരിക്കണം, credible ആയിരിക്കണം, reliability വേണം.
Yeah, concrete, credible, reliable, yes, definitely. But for a teacher, I would just use a simple word for that. Let me try to put it in the chat box. What is it? What is the word that I've put in the chat box?
Kiss.
What does this mean? It is not the kiss that usually is associated with this particular word, but this means.
It means keep it short and simple.
Yep, exactly. Keeping it
short and simple.
And
simple.
Simple. Very good. So I have typed it in the chat box. Keeping it short and simple. This is what is required of a teacher. A teacher is not expected to use very bombarding words or pompous words. Just use simple words. When you think about how to talk, think about Abdul Kalam. How simply he speaks, isn't it? You might have seen his speeches. How simple he speaks. So that is the way to communicate. Keeping it short and simple. And you discussed about non-verbal communication also, isn't it? So non-verbal communication should be another acronym, another abbreviation. SOFT. SOFT. Can anybody expand this? Give a try. Soft and ആരെങ്കിലും expand ചെയ്യാൻ പറയാമോ? S for what? How should be the face of a teacher?
Smiling.
Smiling face. Yes, Agnes, I saw you. Smiling face. O. O for?
Open posture.
Yes, open posture. Posture means how you stand, how you basically stand, how you position yourself. Posture. So open posture. What is open posture? You can stand like this. You can stand with your legs folded. You can catch hold of a textbook and put it like this. You can hold a desk file like this. You can hold your dress like this. You can lean onto the table and talk. These are all examples of closed posture. Open posture means standing chest on with hands on both sides. This signifies that I as a teacher come to you and you as a student can come to me at any time. You might have seen God's pictures or statues. No God's picture or say statue is in a position where the God stands like this. God stands like this. These are all examples of open posture. F for forward. Yeah.
Friendliness. F for
No.
friendliness.
Yeah.
No.
F for friendliness. But here I am going to signify something bit different. Forward lean. This is a teacher. Consider me as standing. I can lean backward. You tell, and I can say you tell, which is more effective. I am leaning forward. What does that signify? I am coming to the group. I am ready to come to the level of the group. So this is called forward lean. L-E-A-N, lean. T for touch. Touch means good touch. A good touch has healing power. It is proved. A good touch can heal you. A good touch can do wonders. Consider the case of a child in your class who is sad, who is having some serious problems at home. You as a teacher go and just put your hand on the shoulder. Yes, it will be fine. This can actually give the life. This can actually give confidence. That is the power of a touch. You are ready to do some activity which requires physical strength, and the teacher gives you a slap. The physical education teacher gives you just a pat on the back. Move and run. This gives you that joy. This gives you that power. So touch can help you do lots of things. E for
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
eye contact. Teacher should have contact with almost all the eyes of the students on various occasions. And N for what is it?
Nodding.
Nodding. Nod your head. According to the condition, nod your head. So what does soften represent? Smile.
Smiling, open
Posture. Forward lean. Touch. Eye contact. And the nod. Very good. Very good. So this is the mantra of a good, effective communicator. So let me just present my PowerPoint yet again. So types of communication. Verbal, non-verbal. Verbal includes oral and written. Non-verbal includes eye contact, facial expression, gestures, appearance, posture and gait, proximity and touch. Proximity means how much close you can come to the students. How much close, and the voice modulation also. How much close can you come to the students? Can anybody say? Where should be the natural position of a teacher? Where should the teacher stand?
There is not a permanent place to stand, sir.
But basically, just like a goal post.
Near to the table, teacher's table.
Teacher's table. So, yeah. So why should a teacher stand there and not on the side of a bench or desk? Is it that the teacher should see all the students, or is it that the students should see all the students should see the teacher? Which is the thing?
Teacher can and the students both can see each
Yes,
other.
that is the point. Both should see each other without strain. That is important. Teacher na kuttigaleyum kuttigalku teachereyum tala kashtapeduthade kaanan pattanam. The teacher and the students both should be able to see each other without any strain. Okay. So that is the condition. Then proximity means how much close you can get. Then moving ahead. Right. This is called Mehrabian's rule. In a communication, 7-38-55. 7% of the communication is built up of spoken words. 38% is what the voice or the tone represents. Tone and voice are based on the emotion, and 55% represents body language. So in short, it is like 93% of non-verbal communication and 7% of verbal communication. So it is important that the teacher not only conveys good words, but the voice modulation is good and the body language is also good. This was a rule that was mentioned by Albert Mehrabian in the 1970s. Later on, many researchers have suggested that this 793 may not be correct, but 20% importance is given to verbal communication, 70 to 80% importance is given to non-verbal communication. Then there are 3 different styles of communication. See how this person comes. It comes dashing. This communication is called aggressive communication. You do it. Understand? No other way. You have to do it. So I'm not willing to give. I win, you lose. See how this comes very slow. So this is the opposite of aggressive. What is it? Passive. Yeah, okay. If you are doing, fine. If you don't do, okay. Then both are not correct. Both are not optimal. The optimal one is assertive. Means I put across my points, but I am ready to accommodate others' views also. Yeah, I agree to some extent, but I have differences of opinion with that. Yeah, you have invited me to watch a film, but I think I should not do that. This is very important in the case of adolescents. Why are you learning these life skills? Because you as teachers are expected to give this, pass this through you to your adolescent students. So they may be in conditions where the peer group asks them to do many things that they don't like. So there they should be assertive. They should be assertive enough to say no. Sometimes if they get aggressive and say no, that can lead to conflict and further differences, further disturbances. If they are passive and say no, passive no can means insisting, further insisting from the other side. Assertive means I don't want to disturb others. This is no, I don't want to do it. Yeah, but I understand your point. I understand you, but still no. So this is assertive communication. A teacher's communication should neither be aggressive nor be passive, but be assertive. Then listening, as somebody said, importance of listening. God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth. It signifies us that what? We have to listen more and talk less. That the problem is we usually listen just to react or respond, not to understand. A teacher should listen to understand the point of others, not to just respond. Sometimes the child may be speaking something that the teacher feels silly, but for the student, for the child, it may be the most important thing in life. If a teacher is not giving ears to the student, they can go to some other ears which can take them to not so good, right? Good path. So teacher should give ears. For me, the most important organ of a teacher is not the tongue or the mouth, but the ear. It is through the ears. A teacher who gives ears to the child commands more respect than a teacher who just teaches well. And listening means caring. Caring means loving. We discussed about unconditional love. So listen. And this kind of listening is called active listening. This is also very important in communication. And in profession, we are having different types of communication, especially in teaching, instructional scaffolding. We feel that the student has a potential, but is not performing to the level. Teacher communicates through interpersonal relationships and try to take that child to the level that he or she is expected. This is called instructional scaffolding. Again, there is something called mentoring, which is like a support or guidance or help given to a person called a mentee. So these days, a teacher is expected to be an instructional scaffolder and mentor as well. And in professional communication, we should see that horizontal and vertically the communication is effective. Horizontal means I am working in a college. There are other faculty members. So this level, I am talking to my colleagues in different departments. This is called horizontal communication. Vertical communication means there are some subordinate staff who do works for me, like peon or clerk or somebody else. They are down there. And there are my bosses to whom I report. And communication to either up or down is called vertical communication. Horizontal communication among my colleagues and vertical communication up the ladder of hierarchy. Both these have to be effective. It should have verbal, non-verbal, and listening. And in many institutions, especially among teachers, the biggest problem is that called grapevine. In other words, it's called gossiping. Just gossiping. You get some information about a student. What you do? You just go near the toilet or some place and just, hey, Harnya, kuti 9th, 10th, A kuti. This is what you do. This is called grapevine. Don't do that. It will affect your status as a teacher. Right. So hope you have understood about all these aspects of communication. Gossip is a form of workplace violence. And the last, but the most important part of effective communication is it is also being able to express opinions and desires but also needs and fears as well. Usually we communicate to express our opinion and desires, but it is equally important that we express our needs and fears too. We have some needs, we have some fears, we have some anxieties, we have some problems. That should also be communicated. The problem is people don't communicate. This is to be communicated. Communicated to whom? A support system that we have discussed earlier. So effective communication is also being able to ask for advice and help in a time of need. Communicate your problems with your support system. So seeking support from official sources. You can take support from official government sources. So there is, in Kerala, there is this number 1098 or 1098. What is this? Anybody? 1098 or 1098. What is this number?
Child helpline.
Child helpline. Any person below the age of 18 can call this number for any support. It is toll free from any number. 1090. Crime Stopper Cell. Any crime that you see anywhere, you can inform them. This is the most important number, 112. What is this number? Any idea? 112. Any idea? 112 is the world accepted number for emergency call service. Even if your mobile phone doesn't have a SIM, you can call using 112. It will be connected to the next mobile tower. It doesn't require a SIM at all. Even if your mobile phone is locked, you can type. You can just call 112. This is locked. If you just type 112, it will go. And there are phones in which if you can't open the keypad, you touch the press button twice or thrice, automatically the call goes to emergency helpline. It goes to the nearest police control. This is applicable all across India. 112. 100 is the police number. 108 is the ambulance number. 10556 is the Disha number. Disha means it's a Kerala number. It's for tele-counseling. Right. So this is effective communication. I just wanted to show you how an assertive communication is done. I will just show you a video. You must tell me who that person is.
It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option, because when you fail, you get up, and then you fail, and then you get up, and that keeps you going. That's how humans are strong. Failure is an option, should be an option, but giving up is not. Never. It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry.
Yeah, who is it?
It's Muniba.
Muniba Mazari. Who is that? Who is she?
Pakistani activist.
Yeah, Pakistani activist. She is called the Iron Lady of
Pakistan.
Yeah, very good. Iron Lady of Pakistan. She met with a car accident when she was 21 years old. She had her part of her body paralyzed, the lower part of her body paralyzed. She was not able to do her passion, that is drawing, because all her bones were damaged. She was confined to a bed, hospital bed, but she didn't give up. She somehow made people believe that she could stand up and she could move ahead. She, on a wheelchair, traveled across the world. She drew pictures. She is a motivational trainer. She is a UN Women Ambassador. So you can, there are a lot of things that you can study about Muniba Mazari. See the way she talks. This is called assertive communication. You feel as if It is coming straight to your heart. So teachers should use this assertive communication. Right. Now, let us move to the last part. So now coming to the last part of this presentation, this is empathy. This I won't take too much of time. Have you seen this film? Which is this film?
Tare Zameen Par?
Yes, Ardra, Tare Zameen Par. If you have not seen the film, it's for all teacher students to see it. It's very important. So the focus is empathy. So let me stop this presentation. Empathy doesn't require this PowerPoint at all. So how is empathy different from sympathy? Can somebody differentiate between sympathy and empathy?
Empathy means we are relating to them. നമ്മളെ അവരുടെ പൊസിഷനിൽ വെച്ച് നോക്കുന്നതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ എംപതി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സിമ്പതി എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ്സ് എ കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് വി ഫീൽ സോറി ഫോർ ദം. അവർക്ക് കെയറിന്റെ ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെന്നൊരു തോന്നൽ നമുക്ക് വരുന്നത് സിമ്പതി.
Yes. അത് തന്നെയാണ്. Anything else that you can add upon? Anita, you are going to tell something?
Yes, sir. Empathy is more of the love that we share to those people, like whoever it is. It's more of love, and sympathy is that when we start considering them for the situation they are in.
Right. Yeah. Nalini ma'am has said empathy is empowerment and support like scaffolding. Wow. Fine. Great. Anybody else would like to contribute? Where ആർക്കെങ്കിലും empathy എന്തെങ്കിലും add ചെയ്ത് പറയാനുണ്ടോ? Let me try to put it in simple words. Sympathy is I know how you feel. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താണ് പ്രശ്നം, എന്താണ് വേദന എന്ന് എനിക്ക് അറിയാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. Just like I think Priyadarshini said, feel sorry. I feel sorry for you. അവിടെ ആ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. There is just understanding. It doesn't go beyond that. It doesn't even go to that feeling level. It is there in the thought level only. But empathy, it is like I feel how you feel. I stand in your position, in your perspective, and I do an action. Just like, yeah, Ranjini has suggested, come into action. If I do a proactive action that can actually help you move from your position of distress, this is called empathy. Empathy has action associated with it. Sympathy just has thoughts. Empathy has feelings and actions. So when you take an action to alleviate, to relieve the other person of the distress that he is suffering, it is called empathy. The teacher should be empathetic and not sympathetic alone. So when a teacher becomes empathetic, he or she does what is called social service. He or she creates citizens who can be fruitful citizens of the future. So when we develop all these skills in ourselves, we will be able to imbibe it to our students. And in that process, they can become fruitful citizens. Let me just present the PowerPoint and see if there is any other point that is given there. Empathy. Definition is understand or feel what another person feels within their frame of reference, in their context. We cannot judge a person's context, but try to go to that context, that perspective, and what they feel like and being in that position. It is not that easy to be in a person's frame of reference. Empathy is easier told than actually practiced. So empathy is the most toughest skill to master. Right. So it is different from sympathy. Empathy always has action associated with it. What is this picture? This is a GK question. What is the significance of this picture? Who took it? And what happened to him?
So I think this is a picture that depicts the hunger of the African community, and the photographer couldn't save this child from the vulture, and he won award for this picture. But then later, I think he committed suicide or something.
Yes. Anybody can you give the prize? Yes.
It's Pulitzer Prize, I guess.
Naima, it's a Pulitzer Prize. Then what was the name of that person?
Kevin Carter.
Kevin Carter. Year 1993-94. So he took this picture in Sudan, where he saw that a vulture waiting for a child to die so that it can have prey. So he took it and he applied it for the Pulitzer. He got it, but later he got what? Depression. He was into a severe depression state and he committed suicide. He could not take it. So teachers should be empathetic, because we have something called a conscience. If you are not empathetic to students who deserve empathy, at some point of your life, this particular non-empathetic attitude will actually hit you. So for that reason, at least for that reason, and out of your even the largeness of your heart, be empathetic. This is what a teacher is all about. Teacher is all about an action, a person who is empathetic in nature. So be empathetic and show that empathy to students so that they can show it to others. If we are able to have empathy on others, we definitely will make the world a better place. So I have come to the end of my presentation. Before finishing it off, I just would like to summarize the main ideas of what we have discussed. We discussed about interpersonal relationships. We discussed about team. We discussed about conflict resolution. We discussed about resilience. We discussed about effective communication, verbal and non-verbal communication, listening, and empathy. What is interpersonal relationships? Build relationships, maintain relationships, build upon relationships, de-link from non-constructive relationships, all constructive ending. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. In team, all have complementary roles focused towards a common goal. Conflict resolution, conflicts are common because each one has his or her own perspective and lifestyle. So conflicts are bound to happen. There are different strategies of conflict. Try for those strategies that can give win-win situation to all. Resilience is bouncing back from our adversities, from our difficulties. And for the best possible way for that is to have a support system, at least 5 people. Effective communication, verbal. How should the verbal communication be? Kiss. Non-verbal communication, soften. Also listening. When you are listening, you are giving your heart. Then 3 types of communication, 3 styles of communication: aggressive, passive, and assertive. Which one is the best one? Assertive one. Empathy, being in somebody's perspective and acting in their frame of reference. So that's all from my class. I would like to take some questions, please. If you can have some questions, I would like to take it. Thank you for being very interactive, and because actually since you are interactive, it didn't bore me at all. Because usually such classes, when you are on a one-sided affair, when one person talks and other person just are icons on the screen, the person who is talking gets bored easily. But you are a very good bunch of students who are very active. So that kept me on my toes, and it actually helped us all be active in the class. So thank you all. And thank you, Sunit sir and Lalitambika ma'am, for giving me opportunity to handle this session. Yeah, I'm open for questions.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. thanks to Pramod for giving such a wonderful, nice class to our students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is the time for doubt clearance. Please ask your doubts.
Thank you means please vacate this position as early as possible. That is what it is present.
അത് അവരുടെ വളരെ നൈസായിട്ട് അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി, അതുകൊണ്ട് അവര് റിയാക്ഷൻ ആവാം.
Nalini ma'am, can you introduce yourself? Just wanted to know who you are, maybe know more from you. If it's possible to come unmute yourself and maybe
Hello,
come
sir.
on. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
We
this
can.
is Nalini. Yeah, I am serving as assistant professor in Vistas Wales University, Pallavaram. Somehow I got the opportunity to participate in this. So such a wonderful and interactive way. So I think this is a really helpful one and need for the scenario, you know, how the teachers or the students, they should be in a right way, and the relationship as well as assertiveness, everything to be. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
As well
Thank
as
you.
yeah, you linked the videos and make the students to be active participants. So that was fine.
Thank you, ma'am, for the compliment. Thank you. It was a good
Thank you,
compliment.
Hello, Yesivaram. Amma, Ingo, എത്ര വ്യൂസ് കിട്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു? 50. 50 views.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. Now I invite Anandavalli AS from Social Science for vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. Being a student of Kerala University College of Teacher Education, Nedbangat, it's my privilege to deliver vote of thanks in this occasion. First of all, I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Pramod Dinakar, sir, the Head School of Ethics, Governance, Culture and Social System, Chinmaya, Vishwa, Vidyapeeth, Deemed University, Ernakulam District, for this wonderful webinar on develop social skill to be a good citizen to the society. Sir, this section was really fruitful and interactive. Thank you, sir, from the bottom of my heart. Next, I express my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. Sunit Kumar Dian, sir, for granting permission to conduct this webinar. Next, I would like to thank the program convener, Mrs. Lalagambika Devi, teacher, Assistant Professor, Kerala University College of Teacher Education, Nedbangat, for arranging the webinar on develop social skill to be a good citizen to the society. Thank you, teacher, for your guidance and support. At last, but not least the opportunity, thank all the teaching faculty and the students from various institutions for joining us today. I also thank all the students and teachers of KUCT Nedbangat for making the section a great success. Once again, thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Pramod sir, thank you.
Thank you, Sunil sir.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Okay, all of you, you will get this class through our YouTube channel because of the great leadership of our principal, Dr. Sunit Kumar Dian, sir. Okay?
Okay,
You
thank
must
you.
go through the YouTube channel. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Uday Umar, sir, anything else? Uday Kumar, sir. Okay.